Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan. Welcome to the construction zone. So today is finally getting the butterfly quilt done. Yes, I'm on the left side now. I have the right side done. Let me just, up. There we go. This is the left side. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But first, I have hung up my honeysuckle quilt. Is from a kit using the sleepover fabric, my sleepover fabric, and there are still some kits left. So if you did not get a kit yet, you can still get one. Let me show the backing to you. I used the green wide back. Look at this. Ah, the great big flowers. So I'm going to get the other camera and we'll go in and look at the quilting close that my friend Karen did for me. And then also you need to help me pick binding color. So let's get the other camera. All right, let's look in close. The quilting on this, it's an overall, but it has these great swirls that also then have some like feathers in them, and pearls. See the pearls along here and the feathers. Now up at the top here along the edge on the white, you can really see it. Isn't that neat? I love what that did for the quilt. So this we did it as a quilt along, and you know me, I am always behind putting binding on, but I am going to get the binding on now. So the obvious thing would be to do teal because the setting stones here are teal, but I could do another color. I don't have to do teal. So what do you think? Which do you like? I mean, I could do something dark. This color is super awesome. Plus, remember the back is green. Here's the backing. Up close, you could see the wide back. But I'm also thinking blue might be really good. I tend to be a lean towards darker binding person. Here's this navy, which I also think would look good with the green on the back. I could just do green. I could do the same fabric. This is a smaller scale than the wide back, and that could be the border. The most logical is that teal that's in the cornerstones, and that's where I lean, but I am up for options because remember, you've got the green on the back. And so that's where sometimes I go like, oh, you know, maybe the pink would be really good. Like even this dark, like, you know, purple down at this guy. All right. So that is, remember, you can get a kit. There's just a few left. So if you have been wanting that one, or this is the first time you're seeing it, the link is in the description down below. It's over at the Fat Quarter Shop. You can also just search my name and it'll come up. Okay, we are going to. We're first going to have another little visit with the gnomes, the gnome family. They were out with Suzanne. Now they are. Remember, I showed you they had to go to the train station. So the gnomes. Norm, Nanette, Baby Bob, and little Lucy are all on their way to the next stop. But Suzanne sent me an extra clip, a little bonus clip, so let's take a look. I just love bonus clips, and these gnomes are all going to be so versed in quilting. By the time this whole trip is done, they will be experts. They are just on a roll, aren't they? That might be a funny, right? I don't know. Well, speaking of Suzanne, Suzanne has a long arm company and she does long arming, and I just got back my quilt that she did for me for the Missouri Star Quilt Company block issue, the first volume for their 10th anniversary celebration. And so Suzanne quilted this one, and I want to show you some of the up close quilting that she did because it is spectacular. Let's look up close at the quilting Suzanne did. First of all, the center just blew me away. Look how beautiful that is with all the feathers around and feathers inside each of the rings. All 3 rings have feathers. And then she did on each of the flowers. They're quilted inside, so you can see that. And all the swirls in the background. And they're just beautiful with pebbles and swirls. Look at that. And then the straight line out on the border. I think that is such a cool touch to do that out on the edge. Thank you, Suzanne, for making this quilt absolutely spectacular. There is a link to Suzanne's business page in the description box below in case you are looking for somebody to do some amazing quilting for your quilt. Suzanne is one of our ambassadors, if I didn't say that earlier. All right, now on to the construction zone. We're going to talk a little bit about construction zone, and yeah, let's see how far we get. I'm not sewing this for the video today, just to let you know, but I want to show you what the plan is. Then I'm going to spend the next few days getting the side done. So it's all from the butterfly book. We started this. Did we start this at the end of December? Did we start at the end of December? So it has been, the blocks have been fun. They're not hard, except for the circles. Yep. Like, look at this. These blocks, they're just, you know, squares, rectangles, some half square triangles for the setting, and then of course there were the circles, two different styles. This one, which I think, I don't know, was that called the wheel or something? And then the one without the, you know, the simpler one. So those were those ones, and we did those at the end, you know, because by the time you have done everything else and you get to the end, you will have to do them because they make the quilt. Okay, so now I just moved these. Okay, the dark one goes on the bottom. Was it that here? I think that goes here. Oh, I've messed up already where it goes. So it goes over there somewhere. Oh, no. Sorry. It's in here. I'm backwards. All right, it's there. It's there. I'm good. Okay. Now, what I've done is in the book. Let me just show you this, because I did, while I was cutting for the right side, this is the left side, while I was cutting for the right side, many of the pieces I cut what else I needed. So here we go. Like on these pages here, I've already got some of the long pieces, a bunch of the other stuff already cut. So what I have to do first is go into these and see what I have and put them in place. This is the whole deal. This stuff is, okay, so this is at the end. Did I have some before? Oh, there, prior page. So I have a couple here. Then I also have all the half square triangles, which, yeah, I've got all the half square triangles here, and then I have more aqua to cut. So I have some more aqua to cut. Not a lot. Most of the big stuff is cut, so it's going to be a lot of smaller pieces. It was just two, I didn't feel like marking them. You know, I didn't feel like cutting two at the time and marking and tracking them that closely. It's just easier to me to have cut them again. I felt like I would take as much time to mark and do everything else as I would just to look at the thing and cut the second time. I don't know. That's just how my brain was working the day I was doing the other whole side. So all of the half square triangles that I need to do the rest of this are in here. And what I'm going to do next, after the video, is lay everything out. So get all of those big pieces up there, put all of those half square triangles. Unless I take a little break and do it now, but you know, that just seems like you don't need to see that. You saw me do it on the other one. It's just the same process as the other video, where I was laying them out. Maybe less painful not to have to watch me do it. Oh, no, it goes there. Stop, you're doing it wrong. So that is where I'm at. Let me show you the other wing, because you know, it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. Here's the body. I did the all black body rather than doing the rainbow. So there's the body for mine, which will be going, you know, does it go this way? I think it goes this way. Let me glance at the picture. Could I remember that? Yeah, pointy side up. So that will go the whole way up there. But here is the other wing, because you know, you just can't look at a finished butterfly wing enough. You just can't look at it enough. And you can buy this pattern. You can have this pattern and you can make one for yourself, because it is so worth it. Okay, I'm upside down. All right, here we go. Here is the one completed wing. And once I got going on it, it really went quick because I had done some of the sewing. I did have to unsew one thing, 2 small blocks that construction wise, if I sewed them together already, construction wise, they needed to be undone so they could be sewn in a different order. So I have to do that again on this one. But when I get to it, I'll do it. I don't even remember which one it is. But when I get there, I'll figure it out. So that is the construction for the butterfly. Next Thursday, I'll have the 2 wings done. I'll probably show you as I'm going along because I'll be very excited when I finally get the wing done. Long sew along. But it's kind of neat to do them in little stages and chunks like this. If you're only working on maybe 1 project or 2 projects, well then you kind of just keep working on it. But if you're like me and you really enjoy working on many projects, then sort of having a day a week to do it works out really well. All right, I am very, very excited about where that's going to go. Now, I also decided that, I showed you the pear fabric, remember, and the fat 1/8 bundle we talked about. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm sorry, I may have confused a few people when I was showing the layer cake square, the 10-inch square, the fat 1/8, which is 9 inches wide, and the fat 1/4, which is 18 inches wide. I was only using the layer cake square as a reference so that you could see the sizes of the things, not that you could get a layer cake out of that, because you can't, because layer cakes are 10 and the others are 9 or 18. They might be a bit more just depending on how people cut their things, but probably not. So it was just a reference, and I'm sorry if that was confusing. But I want to make 1 block with this line and pick a background. I know what I'm going to pick, but I'm looking at some other ones just as how would they look, how would they might be fun. So let's go look on the other side of the table. So the pattern for a fat 1/8 bundle that I'm looking at from the Fat Quarter Shop is free, and it is called Fruit Cake. And it has a little bit bigger shapes, a couple bigger shapes, so that way I can see the block better. And I want to sew up a block. I just want to sew up the block because I love starting new things. I love new things. And and when I get the fabric in, often I'm not sewing with it right away, and that's just sad. So I've decided to change that, and I will sew at least a block here to test it out. But I am probably going to do this, but I'm going to use my Promise Me, the white background that has a little texture to it with some flowers and a little squiggly background between them. That's pretty much what I'm going to use. But I thought, well, let me just look at some other colors. The line in particular has, certain fabric, colors in it. What's the word, Pat? What's the word? Okay, blues. It has these whites, which if I use white, these are going to be difficult. So that means I've got the blue, the yellow. I guess those are still yellow. Oh, look at that yellow pears. Look at them. Look at them. These sort of cinnamon color, the pinks, pink pears. Love them. And the peach. So like if I'm using white, the white is really not, what is that big glare? Sorry about that. That is this thing. Sorry about that. I have horrible lighting situation, but it's always like this in here. Okay. So these were hard on the white because they're just going to fade away. And they can be fun. They actually can be fun when you're doing like a whole quilt like this and you have a couple of them. Like I would say it's odd numbers, 3, 5, 7, maybe 3 or 5 that are, doing their thing in a very light way, in a light colorway. It says you need 30 different colors, so I might, they might have to be used. But I thought, well, what if I had a different background? What would that look like? And I'm looking at these and I'm thinking, what color, first of all, there's, using any of the colors is still going to be an issue. And I don't have a lot of pale colors. Like what I really love, I think, to look at, which I don't have, is a super pale pink. Like take this pink and it's like super pale, like it's almost white. That might be really pretty, because then these pink ones, which also have a lot of other stuff on them, like these two definitely would show up on a really pale pink easily. Well, of course that one, but that one even probably would, because they have enough other color. But I didn't have a pale pink. All I had was two pieces of pretty intense pink, and wasn't enough of it. This takes like 3.5 yards of background, right? Yeah, 3 1/3, whatever, 3 1/3. Get 3.5 of background. And so okay, let's come up here. Let's talk about this. A lot of times you will ask me, how much should I buy of this? How much should I buy of that? And one of the interesting things is about backgrounds is buying like 4 or 5 yards of it, so that when you all of a sudden you get a bundle, and you're like, I want to sew this. Now you have to have some background. If you've got some basics, something like My Promise Me, or something like any line that has like the background basic, or you have solids, then you can, if you keep 4-yard pieces, 5-yard pieces of that, you will then be able to just sit down and sew and just get going on it, which is, I'm stuck at this moment because really the only thing I have enough of is my fabric. I also really love it on the white. Okay, I do, but I wanted to see what it looks like. I think it would also be really nice on super dark. I should grab a really dark one to show you. Hold on. I am going to, where's my clicker? Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. Well, I grabbed a few more colors, but first let me just show you the audition of the pair. Let me go over here. Okay, of the pair. Here is, without the little sew and flips and everything, but just to show you how big the units are. They're 3 inches, so it'd be they're cut 3 inches, so it'd be 2.5 when they're sewn into the project, into the block. And then this is the little cornerstone part that is here. So you can see the flower unit and that little color pop. So here is a yellow that is pretty much the yellow in the line of this. Which, if I were to use that, then maybe, if I did any of these, they would be kind of blendy. Those ones would be fine. But these 4 would be a little blendy into the block, but all of the whites would be spectacular. I'm just not sure that I wanted a yellow background for it, although it does look darn good. I don't have 3.5, but I have enough that I could get started, and I could order some more. It's a solid. This is just a basic solid. All right, so, and then of course, pink, other things pop off of there. I pulled this green because I thought, well, what does that, just pull a different color. It's a different color than is in the block. And see, I just have these pieces. They're not sewn, and it lets me audition how things look on here. Here's pink on there. Here's the yellow. So that's actually kind of a neat green. It doesn't look as good with the blues, but it looks great with the other ones. The blues are like, and there's quite a few blues. I did pull a lighter yellow. Like I said, none of them, except for my own fabrics, do I have enough yardage. So, but the gold is kind of like, oh, that would be kind of cool. So here is on light yellow. See, I'm not loving that. It's a medium. It's too much like a lot of the blues and a lot of this pink. It's just going to be wishy-washy. I think a bit wishy-washy. Okay, so I pulled a few darks, and this has pattern, and this is my which one is this? I should know, but it's the same print is in 2 lines. So this one is in porch swing, and here is this going on on that teal, which is pretty yummy. That's pretty yummy. It's a darker background. Here's the pink. Here's how the yellow looks. You know, it's actually pretty yummy color. This teal with the light blue, it just works. It really, it just really works. I don't know. Okay, so you can vote. You can vote if you like the teal. I will show you a black. I think everything, not everything, lots of things look amazing on black. So I just went and got the Promise Me black. And see, pop, pop, pop. Oh my goodness. It's very rich looking no matter what you put with it. But my thought is I want this to feel summery. Although I have this, which I might use, put a border, or at least it's going to be the backing. And that's got the black seeds in it, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool on black. There's, you know, these lights. They've got black in them. So the one interesting thing is there is black in the fabric line. And so the black looks really good. Now navy, I think you have to have the right navy. And I don't think I have that. Here is one which isn't bad, but my brain would like it to be darker navy. Not this. And then we have this kind of royal blue. So, and that's my Harmony wide back, and it's just too much pattern. I think I would like it also if it were darker, but it's not bad. It's not bad, but I'm leaning for light. I'm leaning something like, but you know, I don't know. These two also looked really good, really good. So you can vote. You can vote on that. All right, we're going to wrap it. So let me know what you think about a background. My plan had been originally to do a block, but now I need to rethink that because, you know, maybe I will go with the darker. Maybe I'll even try that black or that teal. The teal was really talking to me. Yeah, that'd be totally different than what I was thinking, but it looked good with this. So, okay, we're on the construction zone for the butterfly. If you are working on your butterfly block, then I challenge you to join me and work on it for the next few days, which I will be doing. Also, you can go and pick up your honeysuckle kit before they are all gone and get that, and let me know what you think about binding color for there. Okay, I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.